Now, Ndaragwa constituency is domiciled in Nyandarua County and relies on agriculture as its main economic mainstay. The population is mostly rural and primarily engaged in crop farming and livestock keeping as well. In this episode of Know Your Legislator, JJ Kioria visited the constituency to assess the implementation and also the impact of projects executed under the National Government Constituency Development Fund. The current Member of Parliament, for your information, is George Gachagua. Here are the details.
Ndaragwa constituency is littered with scenic landscapes that include the Aberdare Ranges. Beyond these scenic views is a constituency that has grappled with underdevelopment over the years. At first, we are confronted by the reality of dwindling education standards, with most school-going children forced to learn in dilapidated schools. The infrastructure is nothing to write home about. From gaping holes between the old wood that make up the classroom walls to storm water seeping in.
Hii shule ya Kaudha Primary School tulianzisha mwaka wa 1992 na imekaa ikiwa imejengwa na offcuts.
While other constituencies grapple with renovations and tiling, the area MP George Gachagua grapples with erecting new classrooms and tiling them.
My brother, once you assume an office, it's like signing and saying yours faithfully.
Schools such as Kahodha and Mutanga primary schools are now enjoying new school infrastructure, serving a section of a school courtesy of NGCDF.
Tumekuwa na madarasa ambayo hata ukiangalia kwa picha unaona hayakuwa yanastahili kwa wanafunzi ambao wanasoma vizuri, lakini sasa ametujengea madarasa mawili.
Ametujengea shule madarasa mazuri, tumeona barabara ameweza kuijenga na tunagojea mengi kutoka kwake.
Wakati tumemchagua mheshimiwa wetu George Gachagua, amekuja na akaona vile tunakaa vibaya, madarasa mabaya, na akaanza kujengea permanent classrooms.
Even existing infrastructure in some schools is in dire need of renovations.
I have done 16 new classes and 11 new classes are ongoing. And I'm finishing them to the good finishing and the good workmanship and such. I found a lot of schools with timber structures. To an extent, a kid from a different class would hear what the other teacher in another class is saying.
The constituency fund has so far been pumped into renovating classes in Kimaru, Kiandege, Subuku, Kameda, Pesi primary schools, each having 4 classrooms renovated, installed with steel doors and tiles, while Pondo Secondary has had 8 of its classrooms renovated.
Our school, we benefited by having 6 classrooms being renovated. The iron sheets were removed since they were leaking. The floor are tiled, and also some plastering was done. And also putting in place missing windows, and part of the electricity, that is power, was also done.
I was posted here in January 2024. The school was in a pathetic situation, and we applied for assistance from the CDF.
The CDF kitty, under the patronage of Gachagua, has also seen the construction of Parkview Primary School Administration Block. As a means of economic empowerment, the renovations and classrooms are done by local artisans.
Tunafanya kazi hapa ya CDF na tumesaidika kulisha watoto wetu na familia zetu.
Tunashukuru mbunge wetu wa Ndaragwa Mheshimiwa George Gachagua ambaye ameona hii mwanya na kutupatia hii keki ya serikali ili watoto waendelee kusoma vizuri wakiwa mahali ambapo hakuna uchafu, hakuna matope.
The constituency has set aside 60 million shillings of its annual CDF kitty for bursaries, where students access between 4 and 8,000 shillings.
Walipea boarding school grade 4 na university 8 na kusema ukweli tumeshukuru juu tumeona huyu mheshimiwa kwa masomo anapendelea sana.
Very soon I'll be a very proud member of parliament exhibiting the outcome of the money I am using on bursary. It may not be visible right now, but these students, once they are through with the studies, I'll tell you, some years to come, you'll hear a doctor, an engineer, a pharmaceutical, from these students who look like they can't go anywhere.
Most roads in the constituency have remained impassable. In fact, in the course of our tour of a constituency, residents of Shamata were out demonstrating over the stalled construction of a road that serves a major trade artery.
Kutoka hapa kuenda Shamata hakuna lami na barabara imeharibika sana. Na saa hii kwa wakati huu kuna mvua. Watu wanawekewa hapa, wanaenda miguu ama gari nalala kwa mtaro juu barabara sio mzuri.
There is a stretch that has really been a problem to me. And the other day people were actually even demonstrating. And to me, maybe somebody thought that I'll be affected by that. I can't be affected by that because people have a right to demonstrate when roads are bad.
Although hampered by ongoing rains, the Maironya-Ndogino Karampton Road is being tarmacked.
That road has been a nightmare. And even when I was campaigning, people there forgot about everything else. And to them, they were just emphasizing on how I could help, I could aid in that road being tarmacked.
The Subuku-Muhakaini Road has already been tarmacked, while construction of a Makereka-Subuku-Gakoe Road is ongoing.
I have promised the Ndaragwa people that roads will never a political issue there. They will never be a campaign tool again. I'm endeavoring to make sure that I'll see that around 106 kilometers will be done, will be tarmacked. And fortunately, I'm in a conversation with the president, and he is of the idea that he'll help me to make sure that they are tarmacked.
Despite the constituency bordering the Seneca-Badea ranges, the constituency suffers from acute shortage of water for domestic consumption and farming. Working in the National Irrigation Authority, the Simbara and Kihara dams are being distilled, with area residents hopeful the water will boost commercial agriculture.
Taanza tuzao mambo hii ya kupanda viazi. Tapanda ile kitunguu inapatia watu milioni ya pesa. Kwa hivyo naomba kamilike haraka hiyo mwaka ujao tuanze kulima na hiyo maji kitunguu ile itakupatia pesa.
In my first term, I want Ndaragwa people to compare the number of dams, the number of boreholes that I will do compared to the ones that my predecessors did. Every borehole will do an elevated tank, and from that elevated tank, we will articulate the community around.
Installation of electricity to homes is ongoing in several areas, including Nairobi area where we toured. To boost security and administration, Gachagua has prioritized the construction of Kihara Police Station and offices housing chiefs in Mwangaza and Wanyoike areas.
If you go to a chief's office, you'll find that some people, some domestic cases, you know, these domestic cases, somebody is explaining himself to a chief, but the rest of the people are seated somewhere. The following day, it becomes like a scandal. So I decided I'll be constructing good administration blocks for the chiefs and the ACCs, so that when somebody goes to report anything, there is that privacy.
The soft-spoken legislator has adopted his own style of leadership as he continues to serve Ndaragwa.
I'm not this person who looks forward to be re-elected or to have that political fever out of talking. I want to work. I would like my work to talk more than making noise out there.
But the upgrade of critical infrastructure in schools remains his priority for the next 3 years. John Jacob Kioria, Channel 1.